Her message came at 3:12 a.m. A single line. Cold. Efficient. Exactly like her. We need to talk before morning. It's about us. And about Adrian. I stared at the screen, my eyes burning from the hour and the weight behind the name. Adrian. Her strategic consultant. The man she praised too openly during board meetings. The man she defended with teeth bared whenever anyone questioned his sudden rise. The room was dark except for the faint blue glow on my hands. They looked foreign, trembling slightly, like they belonged to a man who hadn't realized yet that something fundamental had already been taken from him. I waited until dawn. She didn't come home. Instead, she walked into the office at 8:07 a.m. Perfect suit, perfect hair, perfect lie. She closed my office door without asking. Then she said it, soft, almost gentle. I think we should open our marriage. It's healthier for everyone. Approve it or you're suspended until HR processes your compliance. My world didn't break, it just tilted, quietly, like a floor shifting beneath my feet. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask questions. I just whispered, "All right." Her smile, small, victorious, told me she thought I'd surrendered. She left. And the room went silent enough to hear the truth forming inside me. Not surrender, strategy. The first crack appeared not in her confession, but in her confidence. She expected protest, a fight, some desperate plea. Instead, she got my stillness, and it unnerved her. I replayed her words in my mind, letting them settle like dust over an untouched grave. Open marriage. Suspend me. Compliance. Not a conversation, a decree. I felt the shock hit me in delayed waves. First confusion, then disbelief, then the cold realization that she had planned this, carefully, methodically. The CEO mask she wore wasn't just for the company, it was for me. There had been signs. I saw them now with brutal clarity. The late nights preparing for investor rounds, the lingering touches on Adrian's shoulder, the hushed laughter that died when I walked in, the way she called me practical instead of important. Small wounds, ignored, tolerated. I thought it was stress, pressure, her ambition pushing too hard against the limits of our life. But beneath all of it lay a truth so sharp it drew blood upon recognition. She didn't want partnership, she wanted ownership, and I was simply another asset to be reshaped or replaced. The betrayal wasn't loud, it was quiet, too quiet, and that made it lethal. I moved through the next days like a ghost, calm on the outside, dissecting every detail on the inside. Suspended from my own company, my badge deactivated, my desk locked. Yet everyone avoided eye contact, as though they sensed something brewing beneath my expressionless surface. I started digging, quietly, precisely, phone logs, cloud backups, internal access trails, HR review notes, unusual authorization requests. Adrian's name kept appearing where it shouldn't. Emails at midnight. Travel invoices with only two names, hers and his. Hotel reservations marked as executive retreats. Piece by piece, the truth stitched itself together into a tapestry of deceit. And then I found the document, a draft revision of the executive leadership structure. My position removed, his position added. Successor. So that was the game. She wanted me pushed out gently, silently, with a smile and a severance package. The open marriage was just her final move to break me emotionally before the corporate guillotine fell. But she underestimated the one thing she never bothered to understand. My calm is never weakness, it's preparation. I gathered everything, archived it, encrypted it, stored it in mirrored drives. No confrontations, not yet. Let her think she'd won. Let her believe I was obedient, suspended, contained. The truth was simpler. I was waiting for the perfect moment to end her illusion. The evidence arrived at 5:43 p.m. on a Thursday. A complete timeline, audio recordings, financial logs, travel records, board emails confirming her plan to transition leadership away from emotional entanglements. Emotional entanglements? Her word for marriage. I walked into the office early the next morning. Security still recognized me. They always had more loyalty than she realized. My desk was empty, sterile, symbolic. She arrived moments later, laughing with Adrian in the hallway. The laughter died when she saw me. I didn't speak. I simply placed a thin folder on the desk between us. She opened it. Her face drained of color. Breath caught. Eyes flicking over page after page of undeniable truth. Where did you get this?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. She looked at me like she was seeing something she'd never noticed before. Fear. Real. Raw. Human. Adrian stepped forward, confused. "Is that—" She shut him up with a trembling hand. I remained still, cold, untouched. And for the first time, she understood. I hadn't been defeated. I had been watching. I pulled out one final envelope, my resignation, signed and stamped. Her eyes widened. "You're leaving?" she breathed. I nodded once. Quiet, final. "But you can't. The board." "I already sent them everything," I said. Just that. One sentence. No anger, no satisfaction. Her knees nearly buckled. Adrian cursed under his breath, suddenly pale. They both knew what it meant. Not just scandal, leadership review, conflict of interest investigation, breach of fiduciary duty, career death. She stumbled toward me, reaching for my arm as if proximity might soften the blow. "Please, we can talk." I stepped back. She froze. And for the first time, she looked small. Not powerful, not untouchable. Just a woman who thought she could manipulate the world and never face the cost. I walked out of the office in silence. No applause, no chaos behind me. Just the soft echo of my footsteps on marble floors. Clarity settled over me like cold air after a storm. I felt nothing. No grief, no anger, no regret. Some betrayals carve you out until there's nothing left to break. She had wanted me compliant. Instead, she made me free. At the front doors, I paused only once, not to look back, but to breathe in the final truth. She lost me long before the evidence, long before the lover, long before the open marriage. She lost me the moment she believed I would kneel. I pushed the door open and left her world behind. My final thought was simple, quiet, and absolute. I didn't become colder. I just finally stopped pretending to be warm.